right, so we're asking at least 20 of our listeners in the United States to send $20 to the Zelle account today or the Cash App. I have to do it today. Today. 876-9, sorry, let's go again. 876-858-9553. PA, can you just post that in the chat for me, please? All right, so we're going through the notes shortly. Tap and share. We'd go there about 11:30. So I'm going to come back to that, but we need to sort that out today. Here we really have some things to take care of to keep the show going. That really needs some urgent help and attention. All right. So the issue of extrajudicial killings is a pressing concern in Jamaica, and it's non-political. This have nothing to do with politics. Not at all. There are no human life that is more valuable than another. And I think the Prime Minister's statement of meeting your maker is misunderstood. It's a very misunderstood statement. And I don't want to get into that, but I'm going to get back to it. Unaliving. All right. Extrajudicial unaliving. One of the fundamental principles of government is to protect the life and the liberty of its citizens. I want you to understand that governments exist to ensure that you are safe. When the Prime Minister speaks, for example, of Jamaicans sleeping with their doors open, it's a fantastic aspiration, something that should be applauded, lauded even. And therefore, when agents of the state allegedly commits infractions, it undermines the very fabric of democracy. I want to set that out. My friends from the People's National Party, they have been calling me, and they have been talking to me about something. I'm not blogging for them. I'm not reporting for them. I'm not friends with them. But they say they want to hear my views on broader issues. And I can give it to you. I'm going to go again. Governments exist primarily to do three things. One, to preserve life. Bill Clark some years ago said that Jamaica was a failed state. Was it? Liberty and the pursuit of happiness. As you think about government, think about those three things. The preservation of your life, so that you have, because if you don't have life, you can't pursue happiness. And therefore, the police are empowered to act on behalf of the state. You know, if you're driving down the road and a police raise their hand to stop you, you don't have to stop, you know. And the police don't have no power to stop you. The authority that the police enjoys is delegated. It's a delegated authority. They are acting on behalf of the state. So no policeman no out a road acting in his own interests. There are force orders. There are policy laid down by the state. And so the police carries out the state's wishes. You cannot separate the police from the state, you know, because they are agents of the state. No separation to be done there. The Independent Commission of Investigation is the institution responsible for investigating police unaliving in Jamaica, not the Prime Minister. And so all of you over social media, that is everything are Andrew. Everything are Andrew. I mean, Gully flood out are Andrew. Your wife and give you bun are Andrew. I saw a man. I saw a man. Give me a second there. Give me a second. Oh boy, I tell you. I saw a man. I saw a man in a driving down a road, and the road is flooded, and him up tell the Prime Minister some nasty thing, you see. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. Anyway, there are concerns on the island that unaliving by police men is a concern, and it is a legitimate concern. There is no going around it. And as I made it quite clear, you take them something out of politics. This is not about politics. Extrajudicial unaliving raises concerns. And as responsible citizens of a democracy, we all should be concerned when there are reports of extrajudicial unaliving. There is no question about it. And let me tell you something. Scratchy, I want you to come and help me with this in about 10 minutes. If I begin to tell you the history, some of you are going to run away. Because we have had a history in Jamaica, you know, of incidents of extrajudicial unaliving that have been questionable. questionable. And as citizens of Jamaica, we have to lend our voice, not in attacking the state, but in asking some questions, thereby strengthening the democratic process so that there is confidence that where there is an infraction, it is going to be thoroughly and independently investigated so that the victims and their families will feel a sense of justice, because justice must not only be done, but it must manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done. Because we cannot have peace if we don't have justice. There can be no peace without justice. And therefore, the allegations of brutality and lack of accountability are claims that raises serious concerns. We must strive for transparency and accountability. But it can't be tried on social media. That's not where it is to be aired. We must empower the institution that has been given this responsibility. Support them, make sure they have the resources, and also the independence. Because you don't want to erode trust in these institutions. Because when trust is eroded, the citizens will begin to take matters in their own hands. You don't want that. Reprisals can be a result. We have to strengthen Indicom. They must be given the resources, and they must be supported to investigate all acts of infractions. They must be strengthened. Not social media, not bloggers. The independent body charged with the responsibility is important in this democracy, that is done. And that we have the confidence that when Indicom gets to the case, it's going to be impartial, it's going to be fair, it's going to be transparent, and that those aggrieved will feel that their government is acting in their interests. That's how you create a just and equitable society. This is not political. I hear the commissioner suggesting that procurement delays prevented the acquisition of the body-worn cameras. And I'm going to say something. That I have no evidence to suggest that Indicom is not thoroughly independent. Thoroughly independent. There's no evidence to suggest otherwise. You have it? Let's hear it. Their capacity to handle all of this, I don't know. But I view and I think that the Indicom is an independent organization. There's no politics there. But I feel also that there has to be ongoing reform. And I know, sometimes we must not progress, because this police force is a totally different one from the one we had. These guys are more accountable. This is a more accountable police force. There is clearly reform happening in the police force. But we need to continue the reform to move the force away from a culture of brutality and lack of accountability. And it includes training and retraining in what is called de-escalation techniques. And then you have to understand that the society in many instances is uncivilized. They don't know how to respond to law enforcement officers. The police stop man a road. Yeah? Then take out them camera. Them a run with the police. Them a send police up under them mother. The aggression in the society. When the police is trying to enforce the law, try go into any of these towns and tell the people that they can't sell where them to sell. Where them not to sell. Try it. Try enforce the law. Try tell the taxi men you can't park there, sir. Is Scratchy there? The issue of extrajudicial unaliving is a serious concern. And it would argue well for the government to treat this matter very, very serious, as I expect that they are, because you take politics out of this, people are not happy when the evidence that they can see, as the DPP said on the Jackson Miller program, we have to be careful because we don't know all the sides. We haven't read all the files. But to the extent that the public gets involved, it can hurt the government's image, both locally and internationally. Scratchy. Scratchy? Hello, Scratch. I don't know what's happening here. He's paused. He's on a pause. All right, so that's that. I could say more on that, but I'm very careful to. I don't want to unravel anything. I don't want to ruffle any feathers too much. So to do, please. You're very beautiful, and we are here for you. All right. Send a WhatsApp, please. Do not call the number. My listeners, WhatsApp the number, please. Because I'm on here now, so I won't be able to take a call, all right? WhatsApp or text. Especially if you're in the United States. 20 people to respond today, please. I'll have to tell you about something later too, because we have some work getting done and we need to take care of it, all right? We're asking you to help us today, please. $20, $30, even $10. Send what you have. I never want to see you cry. Do you want to see me cry? You could have never. You could have never do that. Good girl gone bad. 876-858-9553. All right. Thank you so much for those who have responded already, but we need more. We need more people. We're not asking you for a lot. $20, $10, even $2. Every little make a muckle, the old time people say. You know, we don't give you nothing to put on, you know. We're just asking you to help. You don't want the creditors come in and take with them things. 876-858-9553. WhatsApp the number, okay? And we'll send you the information from the Cash App. Or watch your screen. My PA is always on the ball. She'll send it to you.
Like an angel goddess. Watch my gal and she undressed spotless. Heartless, bad to the bone. Maybe want to go with me in the triple X zone. They don't know how to talk to you, so let me walk with you. Hold my hand. I'ma spend them grands, but after you undress, I'm like a hooker, but more like a princess queen.
Scratchy?
Yes, neighbor.
Scratchy.
Good afternoon. Good morning, neighbor.
Morning, Scratchy. Would you agree with me, Scratchy, that extrajudicial unaliving must be non-political? It must be a non-political discussion.
Exactly, neighbor. I agree 100% with your neighbor. We cannot politicize any form of extrajudicial unaliving from the security forces, neighbor. That cannot and should not ever be politicized under no circumstances.
Okay. So when you're talking about human lives, Scratchy, please, people, let's take off your orange and your green shirt. This is about citizens of Jamaica. And Scratchy, one of the fundamental tenets of law, you see, Scratchy, is that a man is to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. Am I not correct?
You're 100% correct, neighbor. And the law itself, even the Charter of Fundamental Rights, neighbor, tell you that every single citizen, neighbor, is have a right to due process, neighbor.
And that means, Scratchy, that the man downtown pushing hand cat is entitled to the presumption of innocence to the Governor General, and under the law, Scratchy, every man is equal. Am I not correct?
100%, neighbor. We're all equal under the law and under the Charter of the Fundamental Rights that govern everywhere. All of you, the country who signed that convention, neighbor. The Charter of Fundamental Rights talk about due process, neighbor. Due process meaning, if you lock up a man, he should be taken through the necessary process to make sure that he get a fair and balanced trial. You don't take it up in a year and be judged.
And therefore, Scratchy, if we are going to create a just society where there is justice for all, the operations of the police in Cherry Gardens must match that in Tivoli Gardens.
Exactly, 100%, neighbor. And police are not the same as civilians, neighbor. Police are trained individuals, neighbor. When you are trained, you are expected to behave in a certain manner that is totally different from someone who never go through the form of training that you go through. Because no police, neighbor, is just taken and put on the street. You have to go to some form of training, how to deal with people. You understand the Charter of Fundamental Human Rights, all of those stuff, and they put on the road. Definitely, but you're correct.
Okay, and I want to say it again, Scratchy, that if we are to create a society that is just and equitable, then every citizen must be treated equally under the law.
Regardless of their political side or the political persuasion, every single citizen must be treated equally under the law. Every single one.
And also regardless of your political persuasion.
regardless of your political persuasion, your sexual preference, it doesn't matter. The law said that every single citizen must be treated fairly.
Fantastic. And therefore, Scratchy, as citizens of this country, we ought to be concerned, are we not, where we have allegations of extrajudicial unaliving? Is that not a concern that we as citizens ought to have?
Yeah, but we have to have that is very something very serious, neighbor, that we should every single citizen of Jamaica should be concerned about that, neighbor. Extrajudicial killing by our security forces is something that should be of some very, very important, neighbor. We have to. I take it very serious, neighbor. I take it very, very serious. When you talk privately about this, you know how serious I take this.
Yeah. Scratchy. The government of Jamaica would have set up Indicom, correct?
Yes.
Bruce Gordon?
Yes, Bruce Gordon.
Yes. And Indicom, Scratchy, investigates extrajudicial unaliving by the police force, including some other things. That is the body that has been set up to do it, correct?
Yes, the independent body, yes.
Right. Scratchy, is that body not non-partisan and ought to be seen as such and to be trusted with the authority, given the resources and also reposed trust? In other words, the citizens of Jamaica ought to trust Indicom, correct?
Definitely, neighbor. Indicom is that buffer between the police force and the citizens of Jamaica.
Correct. Would I be correct also, Scratchy, if I say that the police are not operating independently on their own, that they are a representative of the state?
Exactly, they're representative of the state, neighbor. They're sworn to protect lives and property of the state.
And therefore, Scratchy, when the state, through the police force, infringes on the rights of the citizens, it is a fundamental problem.
A big one, neighbor. Big fundamental problem, neighbor. Something that will garner international attention, not just local attention anymore. International attention, neighbor, and backlash.
Yeah. And so therefore, Scratchy, recent news items suggesting that this concern is being raised, the government should be concerned, Scratchy, and should ensure, Scratchy, that all necessary steps are being taken to make sure that there is accountability.
Definitely, neighbor. I mean, neighbor, mister, things are going to happen, neighbor, but we want to make sure that whenever things happen, neighbor, it is justified, neighbor, and it is some form of accountability is taken, neighbor, on either part. And when you have a police force, neighbor, in Jamaica, and before, neighbor, we're not anti-police. We're definitely not anti-police. We want to make that very much clear, neighbor. We're not anti-police. I'm all for law and order and peace, but whenever police force, neighbor, in a country as small as Jamaica, neighbor, unaliving over 200 citizens within a period of time, neighbor, it definitely will cause some form of concern, neighbor. When they find out that the report go further to even state that a lot of these persons didn't after the shooting or whatever subsided, no weapon wasn't found or anything like that, neighbor. So that again is also some form of concern, neighbor. I as a citizen of Jamaica, neighbor, I am very concerned. I believe, neighbor, that if someone challenge the police and based on the police professionalism and the police go through them training and that person's life should be taken, unfortunately, once they put up a challenge, I don't see a problem with that. But I don't think that no matter how criminally a man is, neighbor, what a year for that man, neighbor, if you go to apprehend that man and that man don't put up no challenge towards you, that man should be taken in custody, neighbor. No police officer should have the authority to take away that person's life. That is total madness. No matter how bad the person is, once they didn't put up a challenge to you when they come, bring in the person, neighbor.
Yeah, boy, Scratchy. I will say with all due respect that I hope that the government is taking these matters with the utmost seriousness, because it can affect the government's image, Scratchy.
I hope so to neighbor. I hope so to neighbor that the government takes some step because it will definitely affect the government image neighbor internationally as well neighbor in terms of all of these human rights groups neighbor how they come down on the government and things like that neighbor. It is going to neighbor and the government have to make sure that they put things neighbor. I want to see a police force neighbor where I can hear my police commissioner come out and say to citizens, listen Jamaican citizens, any police at all who need a wrongdoing, take them picture. Same to other police officers, tell police officers say any of the colleagues in a wrongdoing, you have the right to report them. I am here to hear a police commissioner say that. I am here to hear the minister of police say that, neighbor. I want to hear those type of arguments. Neighbor, I was watching an interview with a police officer, neighbor, and another person has seen him is a good police. He said that he went on an operation, neighbor. The guy was someone his name was calling up. When they go in the guy's house, neighbor, the guy didn't have no weapon or anything. But one of the police wanted to analyze the guy, neighbor. One of the police who was in the squad wanted to analyze the guy. No, this other police said he had to put the guy in his vehicle and transport the guy to the station. And everybody was saying, yes, you're a good cop. No, you're not a good cop for me. But you go further with that. That cop should be reported. That cop should be reported, neighbor, saying that I was on operation with this police when I wanted to analyze a man innocently. Report this man, and this man I need to... Come on, neighbor, man. When time police mishaps, neighbor, I don't want to hear the police get taken on frontline duty. When them go when them taking on frontline duty. If a police mishaps, neighbor, that police should go back in a training. Because simply there was a breakdown in your training why that mishaps occur.
Yeah.
There was a breakdown.
Scratchy, what is your view of the body-worn cameras? Do you think that, by the way, Scratchy, before we get there, and do we not also need to have a discussion about police and citizen relationships? Because I find that the citizens are hostile to the police. Scratchy.
Yes, neighbor. The citizens are hostile to police, neighbor. But this police-citizen relationship in the neighbor, it's much more deeper than people see it in the neighbor. A lot of persons just see it on the surface and say, yeah, those people are being unruly. Of course, there are some persons who are being unruly, neighbor. But neighbor, let me tell you something, neighbor. I want to go further and tell you this, my neighbor. Neighbor, a lot of these analyzing that are being carried out by the police, when they hear that they go and they analyze someone and they don't find a weapon or nothing on the person, but the person is a criminal, you know, involved in criminal allergy or criminal, you know. Neighbor, the reason why a lot of these persons are being analyzed, neighbor, is because the person name come up on the radar. There are certain police who this guy was in contact with and in dialogue with. They don't want for them thing to come out and load up, neighbor. So when they go to the operation, even though the person they have a weapon or not, they analyze him because they don't want that you know for sit down one-on-one with a high-ranking police officer and share what he or she knows. Yeah, but this thing is way deeper than how people look at it, neighbor. You know that a lot of police, neighbor, in other communities where they carry out police work, a lot of feelings are carry over females, neighbor. Imagine me living in my community and the police officer who work at the station, neighbor. The girls we have with me and him is about a female who live in the community.
Yeah.
A lot of things going on. So I'm not saying that all citizens are right, neighbor. A lot of citizens are in the wrong as well. But neighbor, police, you are trained individuals, and I expect better from trained individuals from persons who are not trained. I don't expect the same type of behavior from a civilian compared to a police. I expect a police to carry his or herself within a certain manner and make sure that they might carry out the full length of the law and be professional in their duties, man.
Scratchy, you are a supporter of the government governing Jamaica Labour Party, and let me put this question in context, Scratchy. Murders are down. Unalivings are down in Jamaica. Crime is on the downward trend. And the government would have received a lot of kudos for that. But on the flip side, Scratchy, the government ought to be concerned that whilst they are driving down the unaliving, crimes at all levels are down in the society. The police unaliving is not corresponding with that, Scratchy. The equilibrium is not balanced because one can be done without the other, or they go together. Shouldn't the government say something about this?
Neighbor, the government need to say something about it, neighbor. And the government response, neighbor, the government need to be a bit more compassionate, neighbor. The government can't just be that strong and robust and come out stronger, neighbor, because we have to understand, neighbor, that regardless of what we are doing, neighbor, we know that even if 200 persons were unalived by the police officers, neighbor, we know that even 5 or 10 is innocent, and that is too much. Even one neighbor, if a mother or a father lose one child neighbor to police unalive neighbor, that's too much neighbor, that they don't know what the experience have to bear. So yes, neighbor, the government need to come out and say something, neighbor. I saw an article, neighbor, where I saw maybe it's not only the police force, someone in the police saying that they will not be bullied by any groups or anybody to tell them how to distribute the body worn cameras. I think that was too strong from the police. I think that statement was too strong from the police side, neighbor. The police need to tone down the rhetoric a bit, neighbor. I understand that. Listen, yes, we all appreciate and want to see crime down. Yes, we want to see the 40%, the 30%, the 25%. But at the same time, neighbor, I don't want to see a 300% or a 200% increase in extrajudicial unaliving from my police forces. I don't want to see that. So we need to find the balance.
Correct. And Scratchy, body-worn cameras in Jamaica, do you think we are ready for it, Scratchy? As a society that the relationship between the police and the citizens, I know, Scratchy, that police job is difficult, Scratchy.
Definitely. It's not easy.
And many times they are attacked, Scratchy.
Yes, it's not easy.
Not easy, but as you said, they have to be trained in de-escalating tactics and things like that. How do you think that these body-worn cameras are going to transform how policing is done in Jamaica? Do you think they will be more apprehensive, Scratchy? Is the society ready for it?
I mean, neighbor, I look at the body worn cameras, neighbor. If the capacity is not there, neighbor, to store these things that are captured on the devices, neighbor, and if some form of disciplinary actions are not put in place, neighbor, for police who fail to turn on their body camera, neighbor, it's not gonna make any sense. Because what sense it make it go on an operation with 5-6 police, someone get unalive, I hear police that they forgot to turn on their body camera. We don't want to hear those type of excuses. I definitely don't want to hear those type of excuses, neighbor. I want to know that with this program, neighbor, comes from a responsibility on the part of the police officers to make sure that these body-worn cameras are on or off. And these body-worn cameras, neighbor, are going to let us know right now if police were being extrajudicial or not, based on the numbers that we're going to see. So I want to see the cameras roll out, neighbor. Here in Canada, neighbor, police wear it, neighbor. It helps in a lot of the crimes, that go on here in Canada. It helps to also free a lot of police who are accused, neighbor. So it is good, neighbor. It is a good step on the part of the government. As to whether we are ready for it or not, neighbor. We're Jamaica, neighbor. Most things, neighbor, we're not going to ever be ready, neighbor. We just have to introduce it. And while we introduce it, neighbor, we fit it and tune it to the time that we are in and while we are doing it. So we just have to accept it, neighbor. I want to see it roll out, though. I definitely want to see it roll out.
Yeah. Scratchy, this may be difficult for you, but many of our listeners may not know that you are from West Kingston, correct?
Yes, neighbor.
And Scratchy, your community would have over the years suffered many incidences that were questionable.
I mean,
yeah.
Go, continue, neighbor, continue.
Yeah, were questionable, Scratchy. There was a time, Scratchy, when my understanding was that suppliers of ammunition to Jamaica refused to send it to us, sir, because of the levels of extrajudicial infractions that were being committed by this country. Scratchy, we have had a history, Scratchy, in Jamaica of police not treating citizens in a particular way. We have improved, I grant you that. But recent times, Scratchy, we are wondering if things are well. We need to make further progress, Scratchy. Take me to a little of the history in terms of your own experience in West Kingston and why.
Anyway, might hear a lot, neighbor. I don't think that anyone can tell me more about anything about police or police operate, neighbor, in terms of police abuse, extrajudicial killing from police, neighbor. I've seen police unalive more than 15, 20 people, neighbor, who mean who never have a gun once on them, neighbor. I know that personally, so they never have one weapon on them. But I've seen that, neighbor. I've been through 2010, neighbor, the incursion, neighbor, where police just came in, neighbor. I literally know that a lot of the persons who got unalive, neighbor, they weren't firing, they weren't out there in the fire, nothing. I know that, neighbor. I literally see those stuff, neighbor. So when I come here, neighbor, I'm going to tell you about police, neighbor, how police operate, neighbor. I know bash police neighbor. I tell you say yes, as much as all of the abuse that we go through from the state in terms of police neighbor. I believe that Jamaica need police. They're very important, and them role is very keen to the upbringing of our society. And I literally stand for law and order neighbor and a professional police force neighbor. But with all that said neighbor, I know that neighbor there's a dark side of the police force neighbor. Where a lot of persons don't get to see neighbor if you don't live in these communities neighbor. A lot of persons don't get to see this side of the police force neighbor. You understand me? And I think persons like me neighbor and a lot of other persons who live in these communities neighbor, we get the raw deal from police neighbor. We see police come and want to search your phone. Why police want to search your phone neighbor? The policeman want to search your phone because he want to see if me have him woman picture in my phone or if me have him woman number in my phone. Is that policing?
No.
That a thing to the youth them go through neighbor. Youth neighbor, we are being judged and bad mind by police officers. The youth them are being judged and bad mind by the same police them neighbor. Because why? The police them don't like how the youth them live. Because them don't see the youth them are going to work. But the youth them might have other ways. You might have two a nice white woman in America. We are sending a tour to the US every week. Police judge you for them things neighbor.
Sorry. I wonder if there's any nice white girls in our foreign. They can't help me out.
Yeah, neighbor, them enough. And that's for the youth some live neighbor.
Hold on, the Scratchy. Hold on, the man. We have to get something there. So get something out there. So hold on, my friend. I like this. Okay. We get us listening to the music. You want a good man in your life? Eh? You want a good man in your life? You're in America. You want a good man, yeah? Good Jamaican man. All right, so welcome back to Hello Neighbor Daytime. And we're talking to Scratchy this morning because I got some Daphne Daphne. Oh, thank you so much, all of you who have contributed to our little struggle. You know, we're asking our listeners today to make a very special effort to help us out with a $20 or a $10 or whatever you have. 876-858-9553. Very important that you do it today, all right? Very, very important. We are having a little bit of problem and the program needs some help. Please. 876-858-9553. If you are in the United States, you can text that number and ask for the Zelle account or the Cash App. $20, $10, $30, whatever you have today. Throw it in there for us and we'll be more than happy. Check your screen and the information is there too. You see, you have to do it today before 1 o'clock, please. Politics Plus is a network, and Hello Neighbor is a show. Scratchy.
Yes, neighbor.
Scratchy, I want to refresh the listeners' minds before I take you back to the personal thing that we have to separate this from politics, Scratchy. We have to separate this from politics, because may I tell you, Scratchy?
Yes, neighbor, it's not political, and persons in the chat or persons overall need to understand, neighbor. So if I come on here and I am talking against something we have to do with the police or whatever, it doesn't mean that I'm not a supporter of JLP or Labour right. Neighbor, that's a problem. I see a lot of persons, neighbor, who call themselves Labour right. I see them act like the Jamaica Concealed Forces are arm of the Jamaica Labour Party from the other day, And I don't like it. I see a lot of Labour rights, neighbor. A lot of Labour rights are moving like the Jamaica Concealed Forces are arm of the Jamaica Labour Party, neighbor. You can't come out. It is not. You can't come out and talk about the police again. Labour right feel offended like you talk bad boy and Jonas. And I'm not talking bad boy and Jonas. I talk bad about the corrupt police them. And some Labour rights neighbor, they go on like the police force is now an arm of the Jamaica Labour Party. I saw it some Labour right behave. Everything police. Come on, man. Police is not no political. I not politicize no police. Both in PNP time, them the foolishness, and in JLP time, them the foolishness.
I wonder if my friends heard what you just said. Because, Scratchy, if a member of the Jamaica Labour Party commits an infraction, it's the same police that need to go arrest them,
They no must.
Eh?
Of course, neighbor. That's why it shocked me so much, neighbor, when I see a lot of persons who are the JLP from the other day, neighbor, supporters, neighbor. You can't talk bad about the police, neighbor. They want to attack you.
Yeah. Yeah, the police force is not a political force. That is the police force is independent of government. You understand? Well, independent of the party. It's an arm of the state, Scratchy.
Exactly. So I want to know which neighbor I can come tell me, so I can't burn out the police every time them do them wrongs or them do them this. I watched a video the other day, neighbor. I don't know the full extent of what going on, neighbor, because the video turned off at one point. But you see the point to shot me, neighbor. I said, and police do it to me already, neighbor. Why when you go in at someone else, you turn off, you plug out the people in Wi-Fi? You work with Flow?
Hold on. The police did that to you?
Neighbor, them coming in your house, neighbor, the first thing they want to do, neighbor, is plug out your Wi-Fi box because they know that the cameras connected to the Wi-Fi.
What?
So why you want to plug out my Wi-Fi? So you work at Flow?
What?
Neighbor, you don't know these police officers, neighbor. When them come, the first thing you do, I go plug out my Wi-Fi box. Why you plug out my Wi-Fi box? What that have to do with police? It simply means you plan to do something that they don't want the camera them see.
What the Rockstone you said?
That's not right, neighbor. No police are supposed to come in your house to come search, and the first thing they're going to do is plug out your Wi-Fi box. That is madness.
And Scratchy, is it not true that if the police force becomes a professional unit, the government will benefit?
Not only the government, neighbor, the police force become a professional unit, neighbor, we will see a greater reduction in crime. Because, neighbor, whether we want to believe it, and this may tell a lot of person, them can say what they want to say, neighbor. A lot of these police members, neighbor, they are connected with hardened criminals, neighbor. Whether they want to believe it or not, and come and say, oh, Scott, you now bring down the morals of police, bring down what kind of morals of police. Police is not above criticism. Police is a body we're sworn to protect, and we're supposed to can criticize them. They are not above criticism. I see police, neighbor, who are linked with criminals, hardened criminals. I know of that in general. A lot of persons know of that, neighbor. We all live in the community, we see it, neighbor. We see how police operate in these communities.
You are from West Kingston, eh?
Yes, neighbor. Every gang war that is going on in Jamaica, in every community, the police from outside of them take.
There are some other callers online. Let me hear. Franco.
Hi, neighbor.
Good morning. This is who now?
This is Full Lips. Shape good.
Fully. Oh my goodness! Wow. I tell you, you are in America.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Neighbor, you're being a neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah,
You heard what I said earlier, ma'am?
No.
This must have come want a llama.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Neighbor. Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. I agree with Scratchy 100%. Oh my God! Listen, I have several encounters with police.
Let us set the context. You agree too that this is about politics, also?
Yes.
Nothing to do with politics.
No.
And I think Scratchy make a very, very important point that there are some people behaving as if the police force is an arm of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes. Yes, I see a lot of PMP running with it, especially with all the analyzing going on. You know, a lot of them are run with a narrative there. And it kind of scare me during the election time. You understand me? I said, Jano, I hope this now affect the government. You understand? Yeah, so as with police. I come from the inner city. I come from a stable place. A place called Backbush. And the Stretcher Mountain View. You understand?
My turn.
I'm here to tell you, Mr. Neighbor, the police them they easy. Listen, I was home, right? Just I cook some food, you know, in my house. And, you know, my baby daddy and his friend was outside talking. And I could hear the man them conversation. And at one point, the place got silent. So I was like, I hope I'm gone, you know. I have me a cooking, you know them way them? But I could have said so. So I said, no, man, me really and truly not hear them. Me go outside. Is that gonna ease me back in, you know? I pull my door just for look if him out there, you know. And when me look at something that ease me back in my house. You understand? And them some of them wrong, them just come in there. And the next problem I'm have with them, 10 of them are coming at your house. You can't watch all of them, you know, them are thief on my phone. You can't keep your eye on 10 of them because them just rushing on you.
Yeah, man, them thief,
You
this neighbor.
understand? Yes, you can't watch all of them. You know, them are gonna tell you say go back in and them are disrespect you. Me I say to him, say, listen, I'm a baby father, you know, what is it? Me I feel like I call on my mother because I tell him a girl me up. You understand? Them not no respect. I'm a naga disrespect the police, I promise. You understand? But you know the problem I'm realizing when them go certain place, I understand say them put up barriers. You understand? Cause you come in a certain volatile area. I understand say them leveler for protect themselves go up. You understand? But at the end of the day, you can't come in and just disrespect people and deal with people. So I have an experience with Adams. Me and my cousin them. They on the front, right our gate.
Don't tell us that, ma'am. Since as you call his name, if you had, yeah, we don't want to go to the personal thing here.
Okay, but me I try to tell him, Mr. Neighbor, them not deal with the good when them coming at it. I understand that some people not have no respect and manners in about, oh God. I understand, and all I will stay so. You can't just run in pan way and want to deal with it any type of way because you say you are the law. And at the given time, you have something in your hand. You understand? Them all mash up your house. Them a pop out your draw them. Them a go on some type of way where you get money from and all them something. They don't
Exactly.
deal with the man. Me not like them something, them man.
Neighbor, I share a little situation, neighbor, how I become a target of police, neighbor. My community neighbor was going through a gang violence for about 4 or 5 years straight, neighbor, out of gang violence. Community is basically split in two. So neighbor, I was there, neighbor. There was an organization by the name of PMI, Peace Management Initiative, neighbor. One Saturday morning I wake up, neighbor, and I didn't see any of my friends, and I look on the lane, I don't see nobody. So I say, where's everybody? And them say, yo, PMI, everybody, PMI, man, I'm going over the meet now, I'm meeting a center with PMI about some peace thing. So neighbor, I go over the meeting and I look through the window, you know. And I see the PMI man in there, neighbor. I have about 15 youths in there and I tell them, say, yeah man, peace, and we're going to get an invite. We're going to make open a shop. Who want to open my bar? Who want to open a furniture shop? Neighbor, I walk going at the meeting. About 15 man at the meeting. I walk going at the meeting and tell every man in the meeting, say, yo, leave the meeting, come out of the meeting. So the PMI guy come to me and say, what do you mean come out of the meeting? And I say, yo, you see, one of PMI people, one of the biggest problem about our peacemaker, you know. You know what our cause right now. I must say, what do you mean? I say, none of them 15 man we have in here, so they have no power in them for calling the peace in the community. I set up them life. We look at perks, you come treat them, but we are giving them get invites, open shop, and do this and do that. Go find out who have the power for call peace. None of them youth, I set up the youth them life. Take the whole of the youth them out of the meeting now, neighbor. Who tell me for go do that? Police them target me non-stop, neighbor, because me now go organize the whole peace thing now, make the community come under peace, you know. The police them I want to know where me get the power from cancer peace. I look at the policeman and the meeting and say, listen, me no big man, you get paid for working in my community. I live here, so I'm born and go here. So you don't love my community more than me. Yeah? You don't love my community more than me. So the objective is to get peace. So if me get peace, why you concerned now about what kind of power me have? Or means what and you try to brand me in a certain way as a criminal now, just because me make peace come to the community. Neighbor, police them need to chill, neighbor. I understand what them do, neighbor, because they make persons who want help, neighbor, afraid to help, neighbor, because you get branded as a dan.
Would it be fair to suggest to Scrappy that this is not the entire force you're talking about?
No, neighbor, it's not the entire force. It can't be the entire force. Of course, we have some good cop, neighbor. I'm going to say good cop. Even big neighbor, where we come from, they tell you that the only good cop is a dead cop. But I believe that there's some good cop out there.
You have good cop, neighbor. I have an experience. My son got shot, right? And you know, when he was at the hospital, you know, one of a policeman, he was telling like his superior that is my son do it himself, you know? And the superior was saying to him, no, it's not him. It's not the youth do it. Because the angle where him get it from, you know, it's impossible for him do it. You know, and him insist, I say, I him do it. You understand? I mean, I said, John no star, look how my pitney do, God. You know? Them want to come mix up in a, you understand what I say? You have some good policemen out there.
You have good
Talk about it, of course.
You have good policemen.
This is your son you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh my.
There are good police out there, man. There are bad police. But good one out there.
But Aaron, I'm going to show you now. I see them come again, right? And I get a phone call say, we have come out our house because them are come. Oh, God. You're peaceful citizens, you know. You're afraid now. Me have a two little picnic there. I'm a baby daddy there. I'm a ton idiot. All under the bed, the man want go. And them a lift up bed pan here, you know. All under the bed, the youth want go. And me I say, Una come help if you come out. You understand? My neighbors got analyzed that same day. I could have stayed in my house and hear it again. And then they see the people them with nothing. Them they see the people them with nothing. I could have hear the whole of my fence a tear off. I just beg God do. I make them pop it out and come over there.
Oh my God.
So these are the things we experience. You understand? Living in a certain community.
Yes, certain marginalized community neighbor will get branded. And I just want to tell the police in the neighbor, say, yes, I understand neighbor say some of these communities are hard and them hard to police neighbor. There's a possibility that they might come under attack and all of that. I understand that, of course, but neighbor, at the same time, neighbor, you have kids who live here, you have senior citizens who live here, you have persons who live here without participate and involve in enough form of criminality. You have to bear with those people in mind as well. You can't just come and say everybody is a criminal because everybody is not criminal, neighbor.
That is your experience, even in West Kingston, Scratch, that it was not a community of criminals.
No, neighbor, everybody in West Kingston is not criminal, neighbor. You have decent law-abiding citizens, neighbor, who go about them duties every day, neighbor.
Would you go as far as say the most of the people living there are law-abiding?
Neighbor, every single community, there's not one community in Jamaica where that is overrun by more criminal than law-abiding citizens. There's more law-abiding citizens in every community than criminals. Every single one. There's not one community where I can say, yes, more criminal live there so than law-abiding citizens. Not one, whether they want to be PNP or Labour. Right? More good people live in the community them neighbor. Just a small fraction of persons participating in the criminal activities, you know. And I tell you, neighbor, the reason why sometimes the community rally around these people, neighbor, are because of past experience, neighbor, where the state and government fail to adequately provide security for these people.
You mean when the community rally, like when they protest?
Yes, sir, when them protests are they don't want to give up certain information, neighbor. It's because of how the state failed back in the days, neighbor, to properly secure these communities and persons within the communities that they take up arms and defend the community upon their own. So persons now turn around and see these persons as protectors for the communities when they are not. It's because of failure from the state back in the days, neighbor, to adequately provide enough police vehicle, to adequately provide enough. We not get enough production out of police, neighbor. We talk about production last night. When you have 8 police in a 1 Jeep of production, that?
Right.
You have 8 police per 1 Jeep of production, that? So, neighbor, there's a whole lot of things, neighbor. And as I said earlier, neighbor, I am all for law and order. I am all for peace. I am all for the police. But I want the police to be more professional in how them carry out them duties, neighbor. Don't brand me as a criminal before you even start talk to me. You have to treat me as a criminal then, big man. Talk to me first. And so the next thing to neighbor, I want persons to make sure that the intelligence, neighbor, that is coming from community to police. Police need to be smart enough in the neighbor. Neighbor, you know that you have persons in communities where use the police force, neighbor. They don't like you, neighbor, so they can just call police and tell police all type of thing about you, you know. I see the mascot police, them, you know, run, come, Gone with you. You gonna go spend 3-4 days in a jail for something you don't know nothing about just because somebody don't like you and know that and I use the police force against you. The police must be smart enough, neighbor. They must can dissect them type of information they them get. They are being used in the community by the people in the community, neighbor. They are being used. Police come in the community to come work, him take up relationship, neighbor. He might go have him woman, him take up her mother and her brother, feel like him not gonna defend them. You come here to work, sir, and you find a relationship in the community. You feel like say you not gonna take them up? You not gonna take for them back? Conflict of interest right away.
Yeah, quite so. And so, listeners, this morning, as is fear, we have raised this matter of extrajudicial unaliving and how its perception could hurt the efforts of the government. And we're expressing concerns that we must strengthen the institution, INDICOM, ensure its independence, yes, so that the citizens of Jamaica can have confidence that when INDICOM gets on the scene, there is going to be justice. Because justice must not only be done, it must manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done. If we are going to create a society that is just, that is fair, that works for all, then when the police goes to Cherry Gardens, they must operate the same way when they go to Tivoli Gardens. Every Jamaican life values the same thing. There really is no value that you can place on a life. Every life is important. And the police force acts on behalf of the state. They are not a law unto themselves. They are an agency within the government that carries out operations. Belongs to the commissioner, policy belongs to the government. All right, and when the states violates the rights of its citizens, for which it swears to protect, then it is a very serious matter. And no Jamaican listening to us this morning should feel any way, regardless of how you want to love your party. As Scratchy said earlier, the police force is not a part of it.
It's not an arm of the Jamaica Labour Party.
No, it's not G2K or Young Jamaica. It is the police force for Jamaica, regardless of which party is in power. And they must act independently and without political prejudice at all times. Right? And that is the argument that we are making. Right, Scratchy?
Yes, neighbor. Definitely, neighbor. Just say, neighbor, we are all for police. We are not anti-police, neighbor. We want to see a professional police force, neighbor. We want to see a robust police force, neighbor. Police force that there's the trust between citizens and police, neighbor, is at a higher level, neighbor. That is what I want to see, neighbor. The extrajudicial killing that we're seeing from police, neighbor, because it's the same police that are defeating the odds in the neighbor. The gains that we are making in crime fighting, neighbor, is the same police that are defeated. The same police, men and women who swear to protect and serve, neighbor. When you think a police is why think they don't want to bring certain man to jail, go lock him up? All right, yeah, they might send a witness never accompany him, but you have the law where you can detain him for a certain period of time. They don't want to bring him go to jail, neighbor. Why? Because they're going to say, yes, you got jail and you can't send no talk or road. The same phone where the man get behind the jail, neighbor, police bring go give him. The same phone a man they behind a bars, neighbor, and can call out a road and put program on people like a police bring go give him, neighbor. So them a defeat them own. Them a defeat them own thing what them a do, neighbor. Police. The said police them is them same one I get paid to carry the phones and go on the cell block them, and the known criminals them now can step on them phone and can still run operations on road like them that road same way. Because the police are do it, neighbor. I see a million of access to going on the jail house to give them on a phone. Police are do them thing, neighbor. So them a defeat them own thing with them a fight, neighbor. And there's someone the government and the police commissioner see and acknowledge the fact that yes, there are some corrupt police amongst us. Stop come and talk about you can't talk this car, you have to break down the morals of the police. The police are not above criticism, neighbor. Or we're gonna get them in line. Almost a man continuously do wrong and we can't talk to him about it.
Yeah, that's true. You know, I'm scratchy as I said, and I'm repeating myself almost ab nauseum here. That a society that is perceived to be unjust, we will have a problem, Scratchy. We will have a problem. We must strive to create a society where justice is for all. Yes? And you know where I live? I tell you the truth. I believe that if a police comes to my gate, in better wait out there. Can't pop down my gate coming to my yard. And I don't think they would. Okay?
Because of the respect of where you live, neighbor. That is why, neighbor, I say, neighbor, it not going to change. A lot of stuff not going to change, neighbor, unless there's a whole change of the whole system, neighbor. Not just in terms of police behavior. Police not respect with neighbor because police come at your property now, you might look a certain way.
We must create a society where when the police drives into Cherry Gardens, people say, the police is here. When the police drives through Tivoli Gardens, the people must feel the same way, sir.
Exactly.
As I said, where I live, if the police shows up there, they're going to knock at the gate and ask for whoever. You can't jump the fence, you crazy? Where's your warrant?
Warrant, exactly.
Into my premises. Not work like that, sir. But you know, Scratchy, again, I want to say this because I know that we are on the fringes of an election. Well, we've just passed that, and many people are still celebrating. Some are not happy. This is not a political debate.
It's not a political debate.
Nothing to do with politics, sir.
Nothing to do with politics, never.
This have to do with Jamaican lives, sir. No non-Jamaican, sir, should lose their life by an arm or an agent of the state, and there is not a thorough, independent investigation. No Jamaican, Scratchy.
None whatsoever, neighbor. The life, neighbor, is something that we must and should take seriously, neighbor. And as I said earlier, neighbor, I want to see a police force, neighbor, where if something happens, a police is in the wrong, neighbor, a policeman or a policewoman is in the wrong, neighbor, I don't want to hear that he or she is taking our frontline duty. What is taking our frontline duty? I want to hear that he or she is being brought back in some form of training, because from your good something wrong, it is a breakdown in some section of your training. So go back over to Twickenham Park and go pay for that out of your pocket and get back that training because you miss up. Big time, neighbor. We can't just have people and miss up, neighbor, policeman.
Tell us about another jurisdiction, Scratchy. What happens in Canada? How is it done in Canada?
Yeah, but in Canada, policing is very, very serious. Policing is even more serious in Canada than America, neighbor. Police easily can get themselves in problem. Neighbor, there was a situation, neighbor, where a police was stopping a car, and while the police was approaching the car, the person in the car fired shots. And the policeman pulled his weapon, neighbor, and shoot back in the car, neighbor. And that policeman had to go through a robust and serious investigation, neighbor, before he could be set free and decide to say, yes, SIU, yes, the SIU. Neighbor, the SIU don't play over here with police. Canada take police things serious, neighbor. Any extrajudicial thing with police and any citizen, neighbor, Canada take them things serious. Neighbor, I can do something wrong, and if me I run, neighbor, the policeman have to run me down towards 10, 15 miles. He can't shoot me in my back. I don't have a weapon for me, neighbor. I have to run me down. I'm a run till him have to run, and I'm going to leave him. And him try to hold me the next day. You think him can analyze me?
Can't
happen like that, neighbor. Serious investigation, neighbor. If you're a licensed firearm holder in Canada, neighbor, you can't be use your licensed firearm like a licensed firearm can use it in Jamaica. Neighbor, there in Canada, a man breaking into someone's house the other day, neighbor. And the man must analyze him. You know that man about to get charged now? Neighbor, him about to get charged because him unalive the man. Neighbor, Canada don't deal with unaliving. Canada tell us to find other ways to diffuse the situation, mitigate it. Don't unalive the man.
De-escalate the situation, yeah?
Yes, don't unalive the man. Find other way to deal because them value life, neighbor. I mean, you're the biggest criminal in Canada here. They value life.
Yeah, the value of life, yes.
The value of life, neighbor, is very important here, neighbor. Neighbor, last year, now supposed to 700 person die in Canada, you know, my neighbor. From homicide, you know. A country of 42 million, you know.
Mercy. What are you saying?
A country of 42 million, neighbor. So, neighbor, we have to make the institution them strength, give them strength, and let the neighbor, we say police never want to participate to them to come. We say police officers have been reluctant to turn over them weapon to him to come. And we just make them think they go by like it's nothing. If somebody say the neighbor, I like the firearm is useless in Canada, neighbor, can you keep it never shot a man in a problem? Different neighbor when it comes to police, you know, police view you, or police see you, or police talk to you. Yes, you got 1 and 2 years, but neighbor them still after that within the limit of the law certain way when them approach you. It's law and order.
Yeah. We have some other people online there. Let's hear what they have to say. Yep. D Brown 60. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. Hi.
How are you doing?
Not too bad at all. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
I don't know me reaching a box. I tap the screen and me help me gone up in a box. Scratching a laugh after me, huh? I tap the screen and I don't know me reaching a box.
Yeah, sometimes your hand click the button where it say request, you know?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, sometimes you hand touch the request button.
Yeah, I listen to you still, man. I listen to you. Good conversation, you know?
I mean, yeah, man, wonderful contour, because this is what a lot of person in the country are face on a daily basis, you know? So that's
oh, man, them police are true. Them police are them go on too much, brother.
Yeah, we understand so they work hard and they work difficulties, but we want to the police, so we are not all criminals officers. Approach us professionally.
So we can't do without them still, you know. But
no, we can't do without them, man.
Yeah. But one day people life, you know, die, man. We die.
All right, enough love, D, bro.
Yeah, man, respect. All right, neighbor, you don't know me there on your thing every day.
You there on my thing every day?
Yeah, you know like me there on your thing.
You there on my thing every day, man?
Yes, me there on your thing. Me not work it, but me there on it. I'm not doing it, so let me tell you, me there on your thing, but me not work it.
Maybe I got him 1 year, yeah.
I got him 1 year, so let me tell you why 1 year.
By the way, me a old man, you hear? Me a old man.
I just don't observe
2 o'clock. Oh boy. All right. Power man, stay on the line for a little bit. Let's see if we can do the. Who else is there? Who else is there, Scratchy?
RV.
just a smile and
RV.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Neighbor, give thanks, man.
Morning, Scratchy, with me. How you doing?
Bless up yourself. Scratchy.
Bless up in my boss.
Yeah, man, I give some powerful points. Yeah, man, respect that, man.
Yeah, man, that's what I highlight it, my boss.
From the whole election, I listen out to hear others are come with a topic, you know, the conversation, you know, but me not hear everybody just step on politics. What them MP do and what them. Right, I mean, I say there are many other things that are happening in our country, and I not hear them talk about it. Them just step on MP and PMP and JLP. The conversation I want to Mr. Neighbor bring up this morning, man, is a very powerful topic.
Yeah, man, that's something we have to talk about, man.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. Because when I sit down and I look on him, I say, boy, it come like, I'm on them turning criminal in our country now.
Well,
Yeah, me nah say what them are doing unnecessary, you know. But you can't, you as on a been say, them they here for serve and protect we. Yeah, so you can't make yourself look like the criminals. You kill innocent man.
well,
Right?
let us hold on. We don't know the facts. Here is what we are suggesting. Governments, you see, sir, exist firstly to make sure you are alive.
Yeah.
Governments, sir, exist to preserve life. Life. Because before you get to pursuing happiness, you have to be alive. You know,
Exactly.
if you're not alive, you can't pursue happiness. Jamaica, sir, does not have an enviable record when it comes on to these matters, you know. I don't want to scare my listeners by giving them the stats, but it's not very good. We are doing better today, but there are concerns.
Yes.
And we are saying that the society must, sir, become a place where the boy downtown pushing the hand cart must feel that he has a right to his life. But he does. He has a right to his life. And if his life is taken by any means, that there should be a thorough, independent investigation to ascertain how
Oh,
he
it
lost his
happened. Mm-hmm.
And,
Right.
and if it is proven that he was violating, he attacked the police, they have a right to exercise force based on their training and force order. And even when they do that, sir, there must be a system of accountability.
Right.
The system of accountability that we have involves INDICOM. And we are saying that we need to be confident that when INDICOM intervenes, the investigations are done at a pace that is quick, and that families can have closure, sir. Closure.
Yeah,
That is the society we want to create, sir. Man, no fear run from police when police are coming. Police are part of the society. They are there to protect, to uphold law, to uphold order. But we are also suggesting, you know, sir, that as citizens, that's why we have to have a conversation. Because I've seen the way citizens respond to the police, and there are concerns there too. There are concerns there too.
Yeah. So
Yes, prime time. A robust system of accountability. People need to have a comfort level, sir, that you know things are going right.
definitely.
No.
So that's why what I really came up in is that a little situation happened with my friend recently. Right? Don't know if you never hear about the incident. A youth got shot and died over a Spanish Town hospital.
I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, so it's like his mother and her ex-boyfriend did some argument, and him go over there go try defend him mother, and him and the ex end up in some tangling and him have him knife on him and him pop out him knife if he stab up the ex. Meanwhile, a off-duty police was there, right? Have him gun pan him and everything. And he end up like shot the youth in his chest. At the same time, me I look on him and me I say,
hold on for me, please, sir. Just give me a minute. I'm coming right back. Coming back. All right, so when you text that number, when you WhatsApp that number, they'll send you the Cash App or Zelle account in the United States, all right? Canada, the United Kingdom, you can still send through that. We'll send through the information to you. Fantastic afternoon. Yes, RV.
yeah, so even as KR said, boys must behave themselves. Police must have more responsible. Yes, because most of our young men now, them have this gangster attitude in them. Most of them, right? And as my continue argument, the youth was there, him draw out a weapon, a knife, like injure the man, and the police jump up, identify.
He was unalive.
Sorry, unalive. Yeah, so the police jump up now, identify that him is a police, and him still wants to unalive the man. So the police end up giving him a shot in his chest, wherein he got unalive. But everybody has said like the police shouldn't shoot him in him and him foot. But the police they in the pharmacy section at hospital where police people are sitting in between them. So he couldn't shoot for the foot. So me I say maybe he not shoot for the hand. Me not say why him do right, but in a stage where him just try to diffuse the situation as well. Right?
Yeah.
And my friend,
My friend. You have to join me back at 7 o'clock, so because I'm out of time,
Yeah, say a power man time over three. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, may do that. May do that, Mr. Neighbor, man.
7 o'clock, yeah? We can pick this up back at 7.
All right.
I'll have more to say.
So damn beautiful. You're so beautiful, 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 beautiful. You're so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
5 minutes left on the program, and we're going to power play. By the way, yeah, okay, let's do that. Fantastic program today. 876-858-9553. 876-858-9553. We could take one more PA for maybe 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes. Quickly. Yep. Good afternoon.
How are you, man?
I'm fantastic. How are you, sir?
Well, I'm on top of the world. And
Well,
I didn't
you're in.
I didn't get to touch base with you from the other day because I was so busy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a man from Rhode Island.
I know.
There you go. Yes, man.
Yeah,
And
but you join us at the end, so we only have 4 minutes.
I know. You know what I want to do with Power Man? I like how you end the program. I want to shout out to him. So big up Power Man. I like those words he used to frame the prime minister, the opposition. I just love it, man. That's all I'm gonna say. I just love it. It's a great entertainment, man. It's great. I'll catch you later, man. I catch you 7 o'clock.
All right, great. All right, 7 o'clock.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. 876-858-9553. As we come to the end, can you jump on with $20? Can you please jump on with $20? Let's see if we can meet this target today. Have something to do. We have to take care of it, please. Sell or cash out. Throw that in for us now. 876-858-9553. WhatsApp us now, please. Power man, how are you doing? Good afternoon. Oh, it's a Tuesday. We're taking you out in style, huh?
Hey, me and my friend Z on the NZ.
Power man, are you there?
Yes, neighbor. Good afternoon, neighbor.
Crank it up on a Tuesday. What a Tuesday in Jamaica. What an afternoon. We're back at 7 o'clock.
All of my jiggers and my kids hanging at the air.
Yeah, just living it up, eh?
We're just chilling.
Come in, Power man. What you have for us this afternoon?
Yes, neighbor. Good afternoon, neighbor.
Top of the afternoon to you, brother. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm good, neighbor. I'm good. I always like to hear you and Mr. Scratchy, because you have a plethora of information to share. You always have a plethora of information to share to the viewers. Yeah.
Does.
That's a great guy. That's a great guy. Yeah, neighbor. I like to listen to him.
Yes, I do too. Pick up yourself, Scratcher. By the way, hold on, Scratcher. Pick up yourself, Scratchy. You're the one, Scratch. By the way, scratch off. We have a little feature coming up. We call it scratch off. Scratch off with Scratchy. You can't afford to miss that. Scratch off with Scratchy. Scratch it off, and Scratchy said today that some of them are behaving like the police is an arm of the Jamaica Labour Party. Oh, what a fantastic guy. You can't better it than Scratchy. By the way, Scratchy, if you're on, send a request and come back up here. I want to talk to you for 1 minute.
My jiggers and my MCs hanging at the air.
Scratch off on your Tuesday. Scratching off on your Tuesday. Power man is on, eh? Go ahead, Power man.
Yes, neighbor. The show that you do today, it's a nice show, but I won't get into it until the next time because it will take a lot of time because I have some things to share, but it's for our next show. But what I want to inform you about, neighbor, I've read on the Observer online today that Senator Donna Scott Motley, she is castigating the sagacious Prime Minister at the UN the other day that he didn't support the walking out of the assembly the other day with other world leaders.
Yes.
But I want to let you know that I have read the sagacious Prime Minister impeccable speech that he gave in the UN Assembly. He talked about the Gaza. He also condemned Israel counter-offensive. So I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with Mayor Scott Motley now to come on to castigate the Prime Minister that he didn't support it, right? But it's a good thing, neighbor. It is a good thing why the rancorous opposition leader have never won the election. Because if he had won the election, he would go there with his pariah behavior and walk out and put our country in a discomfiture position.
Got you. Got you, Scratch. Got you. Is Scratchy there? Yeah. Power man, catch you at 7.
Okay, neighbor. Yes, sir.
In my category, see all of my jiggers and my can see. Hanging at the air if you're lovely and inside your cash when you want chichi. If you're not in my category, that's me.
can't
Want no cheat.
believe me. Hi. Boy, I tell you something. This is all very exciting.
Who is a chichi man? I don't know. I have never heard that term.
My frenzy,
I have never heard that term, you know.
sipping on some energy.
NSC on your afternoon. Oh my goodness, we're going through
Tell you something.
3 minutes after 1 o'clock and we're taking you off.
Ladies, rocking and jigging to songs of all ages. Living up, living up. Living up, living up.
Oh gosh.
To all
I
of my
can't believe
Oh my goodness, I've never heard that term.
something.
if you
This is all very
Never heard it. I've never heard it before.
chichi, you're not in my category.
Chichi? What's a chichi man?
My drop
You know, when I was in the country as a young boy,
me over.
they used to talk about chichi.
hi.
Chichi was something that was in mattresses, you know.
This is all very exciting.
The only thing I know about chichi is that they had them in mattresses, you know. And when they say chichi, chichi eat out your, you know, like board. You know, like chichi take over the board and eat out the board. That's the chichi I know. I didn't know that there was anything else called chichi man.